Hi, I'm Jessie Collins with Pyramid Educational Consultants, and I just wanted to show you some learning opportunities that you could do with your student if you were making a card to send to a friend or family member. So it seems like now is a good time to send off some mail that's not a bill to people that we care about. So I thought this could be something fun you could engage your child or learner in. So here are some things that you need to do this lesson, but you really could be creative. Construction paper or computer paper would be fine. You could even use mailers from the local grocery store or newspapers or things like that. And so it could totally be recycled materials and doesn't have to be paper that you buy. So for right now, I'm just going to use a piece of construction paper. You could let your students pick out which color they wanted if it was something that had a color. And again, if not, any other paper would be fine. So for right now, I'm just going to pick some green paper. Some other things that would be good to have, but not required, are markers or crayons or anything that you could just kind of potentially color with or paint with or stamp with. Either glue or tape, so something to fasten the things that you cut out onto the paper, and scissors would be helpful. And then if you're actually going to mail it, envelope and stamps would be good. And this is a way to make this lesson super functional, because you could actually have your child pick who they want to mail the card to, have them look up the address, practice their own name and address for the return, practice getting a stamp and figuring out where it goes on the envelope, and then even going for a walk with your student to actually drop this into the mailbox. So this whole lesson could be done all together, or it could be kind of done in different parts. So the first thing I would do is just get the piece of paper, and they could fold it into any shape. A lot of times, another way that I'll get communication is by even letting my learner make a decision about what shape they want their card. So sometimes I'll cut the card into a triangle or a circle or a square if I have a learner that wants it in a different shape. Heart, star, anything could kind of work. If you're okay with the rectangle paper, then you could just kind of go from there. A lot of times what I have the kids do are ask for different shapes, and you could either draw them for them to cut out if they have the motor skills to do that, or you could actually cut it out for them and just have them request it, and then they can kind of glue it on. So one of the things that I'm going to make that's just super easy are some mountains. I love the mountains, so that's what I'm going to have us make with some simple shapes. So I would have my learner at this point in time request another color of paper, or I would just do some white paper that I'm going to have them color. But for this particular example, we're going to make just some crazy color mountains. So we'll just do pink today. And what I would do is either have my learner cut, or I would just cut out 2 triangles. So just like that. And then we could glue those triangles right on to the card. So you could have your student ask for the glue stick. If you don't want to have glue involved, you could also just use tape. So glue it on. Don't worry about this being perfect. This is not about the final product. It's really more about the process. So it's totally okay. Let's say if my kid sticks their mountain on and it kind of looks like that. Then the next thing I would do for this particular card, I just have them make a sun. So again, you can have them cut a circle. If they can cut, you could actually just draw that on there for the kid, and they can cut it out, or you can do it for them and hand it over. And then again, opportunity to glue on that somewhere in the sky. Then you could have them use some markers, or even cut out some other shapes if they want to put some stuff onto the mountains. So sometimes before, I've had learners just kind of cut some crazy shapes if they're really working on this, and they can make some snow just like this that they can kind of glue on to the top of the mountain. Or I could have them color on here. So since we did kind of a crazy colored mountain, not traditional, they could just kind of color some snow on. Maybe even make some rays of the sun if they wanted. You could have them do some grass. You could also have them do whatever they wanted on here. So if they wanted to draw, a smiley face on here, or even if they just want to scribble. Some of the kids that I work with, just making a mark on the paper is good. And so just getting some lines on there, that would be totally fine. So again, it's really not about that final product. And you absolutely do not need to make a mountain. So this is just something that is easy with some different shapes, but please use your own imagination and think about some different things that your kid likes, or that are some scenes that they might find interesting, and you could do that with your student. Or it doesn't even have to be anything, just be kind of abstract art. Another great thing to work on with this, if your kid writes, is to have them practice signing their name. So this is, again, kind of tying in another skill, some fine motor skills. I can write the word from, so I'm going to do that and sign my name. But you could do this in a lot of different ways. If they can write their own name, you can just let them write it. You could help them write it. You could, if you wanted to, write it in a lighter color. So that your learner could just trace the letter J. If your student has a stamp with their name on it, or something like that, or you can just have them make a mark. So anything would kind of work. And if your kid is able, you could have them tell you a note that they want you to write, and you can be their scribe, or you could let them actually write something if they're capable of writing a note. So lots of the combinations and things you could do. You can make lots of different cards. There's lots of different people to mail these things to, and we can use lots of different materials. So just trying to give you a little bit of a base idea for the particular activity. And hopefully you will grace the mailboxes of some of your friends and family with some love during this time of quarantine. So just sending a hello to everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And again, if you do any of these activities or have any awesome spins that you would like to share, please go on to our PEX user group Facebook page and share your ideas or your outcomes for some of these lessons. So have fun with your kids, and thank you for all the work you're doing. Bye.